Shri Gurubhyo Namaha children. We welcome to our online teaching academy Ekalaiva. Hi children, how are you? All are fine? Yes. Children, today you are going to learn the new lesson, robbery. Okay? Shall we move to the lesson? Yes. What is the name of the lesson children? Robbery. Okay? In this lesson, you are going to learn how the culprit, okay, he robbed the house. Okay? This is part 1, okay. See here, a case of robbery and 5 suspects. Okay, today we are going to learn the case of robbery. Okay, what do you mean by robbery? Stealing, no, stealing the house, stealing some things from the house. And 5 suspects. Okay, let us find out who is the culprit. Okay. Vasant Colony was shocked. Okay, the place is Vasant Colony. Okay, and Mr. Sharma's house. Mr. Sharma went to attend the marriage. Okay, then what happened? When they returned home, they found the home in a mess, total mess. Okay, so they called the police to find out what happened. Their jewelry and cash all had been stolen. Okay, so they called the police to find out what happened. Okay, let us continue the story. Vasant Colony was shocked. A house in the colony had been burgled. What do you mean by burgled, children? Burgled is nothing but robbed. Okay. See here. Burgled means robbed. Okay. And Mr. Sharma and his family had gone to attend a wedding. Okay, what happened? Mr. Sharma's house, all their family members went to a marriage. When they came around midnight, their house was in a mess. What do you mean by mess? In a mess is nothing but in total disorder. Okay, in a total disorder. So, in a mess means total disorder. The house was in disorder. Okay, where they have kept the things, all have changed. All the things are changed. They moved. Okay, because the thieves, they have stolen the cash and jewels. Okay, all their jewelry and cash had been stolen. So, what do you mean by burgled? Burgled is nothing but robbed. And in a mess. Mess means in a total disorder. Okay, whatever the things we have kept, it is different now. Okay, all the things are misplaced. Okay, then they called the police. The police searched the whole house for clues. Okay, now they are calling the police. Okay, what happened? Who stole? So we have to find out. No, so they are calling the police to search. Okay, to find out the thief. The police searched the whole house for clues. What do you mean by clues? Clues is nothing but ideas. Okay. Clues means ideas. So there the police are searching for the clue, whether we can get any clue to find out the thief. Okay. And they found some footprints in the garden. Now what happened? When they were searching whether we can get any clue, when they were searching, they got the footprints. Okay, they got the footprints of the thieves, and there was a shoe near the garden wall. Okay, it must have come off while the thief was climbing over the wall. Okay, they got the shoe now. Okay, because when the thief was climbing the wall, what happened? Suddenly his shoe was come off. It came off from when he was climbing over the wall. Okay. Then Inspector Naresh asked people in the neighborhood if they had seen anyone suspicious that night. Okay. Now who's finding out this case? Inspector Naresh. Okay. He is asking all the neighbors from that street. Okay. In the street, he was asking all the neighbors in that street. And whether have you found any noise, have you heard any noise, okay, and whether you felt any suspicious, okay, like that the Inspector Naresh was enquiring all the neighbors. And Inspector Naresh asked people in the neighborhood if they had seen anyone suspicious that night. Suspicious means whether he is having any doubt, if you have any doubt, okay, whether he is a thief, like that. If you have any doubt, you can tell me, like that. The inspector Naresh inquiring all the neighbors. Mr. Hussain, the next door neighbor of the Sharmas, said, I heard some noise at night. I looked out of my window and saw someone climbing over the garden wall. Now what happened? Mr. Hussain, okay, he was living near that Mr. Sharma's family, okay. So what happened? Inspector Naresh was asking Mr. Hussain, okay, whether have you found out any thief? Have you seen any thief climbing over the wall? Okay. Mr. Hussain, the next door neighbor of the Sharmas, said, I heard some noise at night. Okay. What Hussain is telling? Hussain was telling that I heard some noise. Okay. And I looked out of my window and saw someone climbing over the garden wall. I saw a man climbing the garden wall. Okay. And you can see the picture here. The thief was climbing over the wall. Okay. Did you see him properly? The inspector is asking now. Did you see him clearly? Can you tell me to identify that thief? Can you tell me some things, how he will be, whether he is tall or short? Okay. What was he like? Asked Naresh. Well, it was dark and I couldn't see very well, but I am sure it was a man. He was tall and thin, said Mr. Hussain. Okay. What Mr. Hussain is telling? Mr. Hussain is telling that the thief was so tall and thin man. Okay. When I opened my window, I saw a man climbing over the wall and he was so tall and thin. Okay. And see, he was inquiring, Inspector Naresh was inquiring a person. Then the police questioned Raju, whose shop stood at the corner of the road. He could see the Sharma's house from his shop. Now he is asking the second person, Raju. Okay, Raju kept the shop near the Sharma's family, that is near the Sharma's house. His shop is at the corner of the street. Okay, so Inspector Naresh is asking the neighbor, that is the shop owner Raju, whether you have seen any thief, any man coming here, and whether you are feeling suspicious, like that. The Inspector Naresh is inquiring Raju. Okay. And children, you want to listen next part? I'll continue the next part of the story in part 2. Okay. Thank you, children. To receive our online lessons, please press the subscribe button and you will receive the latest updates.